For the essential tips, exclusions are really important. So as you can see here, there are blue and there are red filters or pills, or however you would like to call them. So the red ones have been excluded and the blue ones have been included. I already touched on it a little bit earlier. So what you could do is, let's take the example I brought up earlier. If you want people that work in business development but not people that work in sales, you can block out everyone that is in sales. So that is interesting, if some functions are relevant to you, but it's also really helpful if you want to break up those searches. So if you're saying, okay, um, I have everyone in the United States, but I want to I want to split it up. So I'm going to add Canada, for example, but you want to make absolutely sure that you're not having the same leads in that twice. So you don't want to reach out to the same people twice, or you just want to make sure that you break it up. Then you exclude the United States, and then that way you're making sure that that you don't have any duplicates and that you have clean searches everywhere. So that really helps in splitting up your searches. It really helps in breaking things down. It can help you exclude existing clients, previous clients, maybe some people that you have a problem with. It can help in a lot of things. It can help break things down by industry. So it's a very, very helpful tool to exclude people. Then next is keywords. In Sales Navigator, you can use keywords to filter for companies or for people. What I found is that is most powerful when it comes to accounts. So when you're looking for certain companies, for example, for Wiza, we were looking for lead generation agencies that we wanted to have a coffee with, basically. So you'll just type in the keyword lead generation. On LinkedIn, they're, like I said, they're pushing updates every quarter at least, so they're getting more powerful every time that they're pushing updates. So this is actually surprisingly accurate. Now in this case, we're not going to find too much just because I already have existing filters. But if you would do that for accounts, for example, you can just filter for lead generation agencies, or for software development agencies, or for event agencies. It is not 100%, so you'll still need to have a little bit you need to scrub your list a little bit, but it is getting more and more accurate with each update that LinkedIn is pushing. So it's definitely something that you want to be trying, that you want to be looking at for yourself. If you have a really specific niche that you're going after, or some really specific industry characteristics, then the keyword tool can be very interesting. I will touch on it a little bit later, but it's definitely something that you want to be using. Then saving leads or saving lists in Sales Navigator is something that is very, very powerful, especially if you're doing more of account-based approach. So if you're doing more, so if your volume of reaching out isn't too high, so if you're more in the enterprise sales, what it means is if you have people here that you say, okay, these people are interesting. I don't want to start emailing or calling them right away because, hey, that is just not how our industry works. You can save them to a list. You can then name that list whatever works for you, maybe your sales leaders or decision makers and then that way LinkedIn will give you updates. You can, after clicking save, you can choose, okay, I want to have updates every week, month, whatever works for you. So you'll have your lists here, then you have the people that are in there, then you can add notes there, and then these people, you will receive updates on them. And where you will see those is here, right here in your home screen, in the Sales Navigator homepage. Now you can change what you want to see. For example, if you're in recruitment, you want, or if a trigger point for you is people who just started as new CFOs, for example. So maybe, okay, you're thinking, okay, he started as a new CFO, he's want to change things up, so my service is relevant. So you'll save maybe 200 CFOs in your area, then you'll click this filter, lead change jobs, or you'll you'll do it for accounts, for example. And then whenever someone starts a new CFO function in those companies that you've saved, or whenever those CFOs that you have saved start a new CFO function at a different company, you will receive an update. Now you can choose if you're going to receive that by email. You can choose if you want to receive that right here in your homepage, and you can have a look. You'll also receive some notifications in your actual LinkedIn notifications. And where you can set up those settings is right here. So you'll head to here and you'll click settings. Then you scroll down to here where you have alert preferences, difficult word. Then you just choose whatever works for you. So of course, for everyone is different what works for them. And then you will those updates will be pushed to you either on your homepage or by email. And as you can see, you have quite a few. So when they're in the news, or when they share something, when they change role, when they viewed your profile, then you can say, okay, hey, notice you check me out. Let's follow up in whatever way, maybe by email or by having a call. Then for accounts, account funding news is pretty powerful. I know a lot of people, they're using other tools, maybe your Crunchbase or whatever tool you're using to track funding. LinkedIn is also developing that function, and they're getting better at it. They're not perfect, but it's growing, and they're doing better. So saving those lists and then setting notifications, that's a very powerful tool as well, especially if you're an enterprise sales or your target market is a bit smaller. So you really want to keep tabs on everything. That is very powerful as well, and something you definitely want to be using. For our next tip is extracting your contacts in Sales Navigator. So a lot of people are reaching out and saying, okay, I want to extract my first contacts. So the way you'll do that is with Wiza installed. You'll have this button right here that says export emails with Wiza. So what you'll do is you'll go to relationship, first degree connections, and then you'll have all your first degree connections. As you can see, I have around 1,500 first degree connections. You'll just hit export emails with Wiza, and you'll extract all your first degree connections. Again, if you have more than 2,500, you want to break that up. Maybe first all the ones in the United States, then the rest, whatever works for you, whatever is relevant in your case. And then that way you can just export all of them. Maybe you're saying, okay, maybe I only want the ones that are interested in my company, the ones that have been in the news, changed jobs. If you're in recruitment, then you can just export those emails as well, and you can reach out to those people. And that way you have a nice and neat CSV of all of those people. Then next is how to extract people that are in groups. So for me, for example, I know there are some groups that are really interesting for Wiza when it comes to lead generation, people that we want to reach out to or try and set up a partnership with. So how you do that, you just you look for a group here. So there are actually a lot of filters here. So if you go to view all filters and you scroll down here to groups, and then you'll filter for people that are in sales best practices, for example, or sales and marketing recruiters. Then as you can see, there's 333,000. So I will have to break this up into bits of 2,500 if I want to extract those. And then it works the same. You just hit export emails with Wiza. We will find those emails for you, and that's all there is to it. So that's really easy. Then next and the final one when it comes to essential tips is not all the filters that are here, not all the options that are here, they are displayed. So I think a good example is industry. So what people sometimes tend to do is they look here and they think, hey, you know what, my industry isn't in here, so it doesn't exist, or LinkedIn doesn't index it. However, if you start typing, so maybe I want people in oil and energy, so this one wasn't displayed, but it's still there. So it's really important that when you are looking for those filters or things that are relevant to you and your business, is that you start typing and that you make sure that that the filter actually there, because not all of them are displayed simply because that wouldn't fit in the screen. So that's pretty straightforward, I think. By typing, there's a lot of more filters that come up that that could be relevant to you.